Good afternoon, everyone. And we're here to talk about punching a Nazi, as, of course, the far, far, far left media desperately attempts to spin this incident that happened in Indianapolis, Indiana, at Gen Con last week, desperately stretching every muscle, hurting themselves, twisting themselves into pretzels to spin a narrative, first, that I deserved it, and second, of course, that they need money or something. To be clear, I don't want anyone to contact the author of this article. That's what they want. That's why they write this crap. They write it so people will get mad, and then they say they're a victim, and then they pin their Patreon. Okay? We're going to laugh together. We're going to laugh at the website that published it, Comic Crusaders, and I will leave a link, an archive link, in the description below so they cannot financially benefit from writing this slanderous, pro-violent piece. A tweet was shared with me just the other day. There's so much to cover. It's kind of hard to know. Actually, it would be nice if I had this showing up. I forgot. There we go. Look at that. On the fly. We'll do it live. We get an article shared by Comic Crusaders, a website with about 20,000 followers. To punch a Nazi or not to punch a Nazi by a purple-haired person. We'll get to that later. Who has a interesting profile, right? The very first things is F. Trump, feminist, bisexual, she/her, comic reviewers, and also pro-violence, as we'll see. Actually, I haven't even read this article yet because I like to keep my reactions fresh and spicy. Let's see how this tweet's going for him now, okay? 58 comments, 20 favorites. Interesting. Let's see. Top reply. How about we just knock off the violence, okay? 1, you can't abuse your right, either have them or you don't. You're advocating punching people you don't agree with for the greater good. You don't get to be the moral arbiter of people's rights. Said rights exist for a reason. History shows things go bad without them. The sheer amount of inaccuracies and untrue statements is baffling, though not as baffling as the victim blaming for the assault against the quartering. Really is a shame when writers let their bias show through their articles. Punching Nazis, eh? Said person would have to be a Nazi for your theory to work. Also, don't we have laws in a judicial system to protect us? Just because you see someone in a comic punch a Nazi doesn't give you the right to go around punching. Also, Jeremy isn't a Nazi. Interesting stuff. Okay, so obviously this is not going well. Factually inaccurate in virtually every way, and even more inaccurate in the analysis of those inaccuracies. But it's an op-ed, so par for the course. Good on CC for labeling it as such. Let's see. By Chelsea Pendragon. Okay, let's see what Chelsea has to say. In recent months, the controversy surrounding the comic book community seems to have peaked in a severe uptick of blunt harassment and blatant violence. With the episode of doxing that was intricately linked to the Comicsgate movement, shop owners found themselves exposed and threatened in very real ways. Blah, 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 blah. Recently, by the way, she provides no evidence or proof as per usual, right? She's too busy right now making fake accounts to harass herself before launching some sort of request for money, as I'm guaranteeing she's doing right now. Recently, at Gen Con, a man named Jeremy Hambley was allegedly assaulted. That's fine. You can write allegedly. Nobody believes I wasn't, but that's okay. I say allegedly because charges not have been filed to anyone according to my knowledge, and IndyStar had stated that the IMPD claims to not have no report filed by Hambley. Even though this was many days after I posted the police report to Twitter, the author chose to omit that. Imagine my shock. Jeremy Hambley is known, by the way, they always use your full name, right? That's a power play for them. They want it to rank, things like that. Is known on social media as The Quartering, a right-leaning YouTuber. Says who? who aligns himself with the very outskirts of the accepted comics community. I'm sorry, you are the very outskirts of what's accepted, I'm sure. I don't condone violence in most situations. Here we go. I feel as though our words should be powerful enough to convey our messages and invoke change. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes our words, voting with our wallets, and refusing to entertain the rhetoric we disagree with falls upon deaf ears. And what if that rhetoric is dangerous to others? By the way, I read the last line of this article. So punch a fucking Nazi. Cap did it. So she is advocating for violence against people they claim are Nazis, by the way. Jeremy is the one who dog whistled a reactive portion of the community and attempted to destroy careers. Citation, please. Sabotaged the safety and peace of mind of a very good friend of mine. Citation, please. And started a smear campaign against a group of shop owners who exercised the right to speak about a publisher. Citation, please. Now, the last one, I'm sure she was talking about a now closed, a got woke, got broke comic book store that chose to scheme and attack a comic book publisher they did not like. Now, it is their every right to not carry that book. I never didn't say that. But it's also my right to make fun of them for their reasons. These are individual businesses that have the right to refuse a service to anyone. Yeah, we agree. They have the right to publicly denounce the creator. We agree. So they have the right to publicly denounce the creator, but according to you, I do not have the right to publicly denounce them. Gotcha. Let it be noted that several shop owners even agreed to allow customers to order the book. They simply wouldn't carry it in stock for those who walk off the street. That's freedom of speech, right? It's bad business in my opinion, but I never said that they weren't allowed to do so. They're totally welcome. Now, if I was running a comic book shop, I sure as hell wouldn't be stocking Squirrel Girl. Why? Because it doesn't sell. If it sold really well, it'd be on my shelf. But most of these social justice-owned comic book shops and local game stores are terrible run businesses. That's why they only last a year or two, as seen with Magic Mirror Comics. Your freedom of speech does not free you from the consequences of that speech, including political violence, according to her. And sometimes that means unpleasant things happen. No one was killed, seriously injured, and no places of businesses were specifically targeted. Well, a few knuckles versus repeated acts of terrorism seem like a mild trade-off of the fanatical internet cults these fans have created. That's right, folks. She has called me a Nazi and a terrorist. There goes the monetization for this video. You know what? Speaking of that, speaking of monetizing, this is what you do. This is what you do to these social justice warriors, in addition to rooting them out in a cold, calculating way. The Quartering has a brand new t-shirt. A brand new t-shirt that Crypto Fashion has pledged to give me 100% of the proceeds, or the maximum rate. All I got from Gen Con 2018 was a punch in the head. Pretty nice looking shirt, huh? Available in 2 colors. I actually think I like this this brown look. Light gray looks pretty good. Light gray looks pretty spicy. I'd love to see a lot of people wearing that shirt. It's available all the way up to 5X. Back to this article. I'll put a link in the description below. These same folks have caused so much harm to others. By the way, I have never raised my hand to anybody. What she means is emotional damage, apparently. You cannot, should not separate those who these people are from the work or their words. Okay, holy crap. This is just an example. Let's be very, very clear. But what the author is postulating here is that I deserved physical violence for my words on the internet, okay? By her own logic, she would fully support one of my viewers assaulting her, which I, of course, disavow. I disavow any and all violence against anybody for their ideas. That includes people on the far left, like the author of this absolute trash, and people all the way on the right, like Richard Spencer. I don't support violence against anyone, okay? Is that fucking clear? I know my subscribers know it's clear, but apparently these people like to spin up narratives that are just outright false. And the question becomes, how soon are we going to be able to make a correlation between these people calling others Nazis and them getting physically assaulted? At what point do you, the author of this article, now bear some responsibility for some crazy nut job out there attacking me? To me, it'd be no different than these same people writing these articles accusing people of being a pedo and having them lose their job. Right? Would you have felt good if that man had completed the mission he so clearly set out to and killed me? These people who claim to be allies of POC women and the LGBT community, they allow it. They ignore it because it doesn't endanger them. This article, I'm not even going to read it anymore. It's absolutely absurd. It is Comic Crusaders, if anything, should absolutely be disavowing. The article should stay. I think if this person is a paid writer, whatever. But the question is, does Comic Crusaders support this opinion that I got what I deserved? It's not okay you are demanding I look the other way while people abuse their rights and in order to continue to oppress and harm other human beings with tweets, obviously. So punch a fucking Nazi. Captain did it. Let's see, there's only one reply that got through and it says, this is idiotic. Now, why do people like this write? Oh, look at their pinned tweet. Y'all know I'm more likely to donate to a cause or promote someone that I am to ask for help. But I'm less than 12 credits from finishing my AA degree and securing a better future for my family. Please give me money. What a surprise. I transfer donations to my PayPal Direct. The pools act separate holding area until you do so. Anyone who would still like to help me finish my AA degree so I can pursue my bachelor's degree is beyond welcome to message me directly and give me money. I cannot express my appreciation for your help because of recent events. You mean the article your ass wrote? I feel I cannot expression my appreciation for your help. Because of recent events, I feel uncomfortable leaving my legal name and some of yours up on my pool. I have deleted my original tweet to protect the pool. Look, nobody's going to attack your ass. You are insignificant. You are something for us to point and laugh at. You are not a threat. You are not something I would ever think about after this video. You're just another basic bitch who thinks that violence is okay for more feelings because of tweets. It's really sad that there aren't editors or people higher up that have some idea of timing and of I don't know, tact. I think this woman has every right to write what she wrote, but I have every right to respond in kind. And I think what her article is borders on slanderous because we now know there are very real physical, in real life risks to these wackos labeling you as some sort of Nazi or anti or phobic or whatever. So at what point does somebody have to actually lose their life before these people will ever stop lying? Probably not.